Welcome back, everybody. Here we go again. And a coughing fit the minute I say it. Sounds about right for me, doesn't it? Let's see how we get on tonight. We've got a bit of a mission on, haven't we? Because we haven't done very well. We haven't really made it out of spawn yet. But we need to get better. Oh, it's there. I need to go and find normal clothing. There's the town. Right. So, let's get that purified. And wrapping. And put the bandages up there. Hope everyone's okay out there in internet land. We need enough clothes to make a fishing rod. Nice weather though. Makes a change. That's sorted. First problem solved. Firearm. Even if it is just a 12 gauge. Still bloody useful. Get this sound up a little bit. It's probably been picked clean by now of anything lootable. We're not. So some servers have a setting that means on each restart of the server it replaces all the loot. We don't. We run everything on timers all the time. So the more time players are running around. There we are. We've had some clothing at last. A bit of ammo. Basically, you just have to continuously keep searching until you find enough stuff. It'll take a while for it to kick back in and it start spawning loot again. But it does make it more survival. The more you get into the wipe, each of the areas become harder and harder to loot, forcing you to push further and further away. I like it. Because it should encourage players to fight each other, because they'll have less in the way of resources, so they'll be fighting over the limited scraps. Ooh. There we are. That's a raid saw, that is. If only. No way of carrying it. So blue saws on this server are used to raid lockers. So ultra useful. Oh. No. Unheard of. A freebie apple. Oh, how did that happen? Didn't open the way I expected, did it? So we need 12 rags to make rope, or we need a piece of rope. We've got about 20 minutes total to do it. So we've probably got 20 minutes from now. If we haven't eaten, we'll be dead. Or dying. An apple won't be enough. But once we've eaten fish, we're good to go, pretty much. And then we just stay by the coast and keep eating. For want of a better word. Until we get a water bottle. I prefer smaller shops, but that hunting shop's looking good. A dress or a flag tends to give you more rags. Waterproof jacket. Hunting shop, unlikely to get clothing. Might get a flag out of it, but there's always a chance of a bit of ammo. And I could do with some more shotgun shells, certainly. But we won't know till we try. Oh, I just need to put a different setting on a second. Sources, audio mixer. There we go. And just check that my audio's coming through. It is. We're happy with that. Good, good. Some rags. We've had PvP again on the server today, which is nice to hear. It's going the way I hoped it would. On this server, it's very rare that you get 2 items inside one location. I'm saving the apple for the moment. Only just remembered about it then. Oh, a rucksack. Thank you. In pistol? Whoa, look at us go. I always thought building a house in one of the... A knife? Oh, this game's getting too good for me. Right, we make that our main knife because a hunting knife you get more meat off. Or that might just be an urban myth, but certainly I'm not taking the risk. And it's not due to get dark for another 4 hours or so. This is awesome. We experienced a hell that is night last night. It's not easy. I'm not a massive pistol fan, but I'm not going to say no to it. Get a water bottle. If we get 2 water bottles, we can turn one of them into a suppressor. Bit of putty, bit of tape, and we've got a reinforced suppressor for the pistol. Life's a good one. Oh no, game. Don't do it to me. That is streamer loot all over, isn't it? As you notice, we don't have a lot of space to carry stuff. We left behind a hacksaw. We had no way of carrying it. Now we can knock nails in. Hatchet and hacksaw to go, and we could get and a flag. We could get a door up. But that's when I have to stop streaming the server, because stream sniping is all too real. You'll think it was so bad when I'm like a 300 sub streamer, but as I'm starting to go up the rankings, it's happening. Hi John, how are you finding the server, mate? You enjoying it? As a freshie, I'm doing far too well. You met my nasty AI yet? Or we're calling them the live stag patrols. We'll have another glow stick because they do come in useful on this server. Loving it, good. My first life, found worn foul, ATOG, scope and mag. Yeah, you will do. That's everyone's finding that sort of shit, mate. It's and I'm doing it on purpose because if you bump into the AI, you've got to stand a chance. Otherwise, I'm doing a disservice to my players, aren't I? Remember, it has to be hard, but not impossible. That's what I'm always aiming for. And it's a hard balancing act. No, that's not fair game. Worn. That one's damaged. We'll take the worn one. What do we need? We need 3 more rags. Then we can fish. Such a shame you can't get inside those. I say it every time I walk up to them. Well, I think it every time I walk up to them. I'm looking forward to Chuckles being on so we can meet up somewhere and form a team. So on here, I can't invite map wide. If you're going to be in a duos, you have to meet up. I won't be able to stream when Chuckles is on though, because the minute we go into base building mode, I can't stream it because we will get... By its very nature, I now attract people that want to come and raid me. So that's when the streaming stops. I have no choice now. As I was saying earlier, it wasn't so bad when I had 300 subs. And now, though, I know people look at you at stream and go, I'm going to go and raid his base because he's built a base. I get it. I've done the same to other people, so you've got to expect them to do the same to me. I do get it. But I might record episodes. Can that be ripped up? I don't think so, can it? No. But that can be. There we go. Time to cook a fish. What we're working on. 16 minutes so far. We're doing all right. Two more to go. Hi, Kermit. How are you, mate? Good to hear. We've had PvP today on here. I haven't. West and one of the other guys fell out. Now that is streamer loot, isn't it? You're true, John. You don't. If I'm streaming, you watch me. You always do. I don't want a 1022. Hi, West. Shane. No. We got no space. Well, we have, but we've got no space, really. Where are we on rag-wise? 2 more rags. Last bullet kill, congratulations, it was good. You killed him with a 380. Wow. Well, I killed AI with a 380 on here, haven't I? It's hard going. You don't have a lot of choice. When you have to fight, you have to fight. And he was certainly coming for you, so... Game on, really, wasn't it? Gold AR-10's worth more than the non-gold ones. The trader would much rather buy a gold item off you. Just so you know, guys. trader's very interested in gold items. And if you want to build a base and buy your way to base building, gold items will help no end. Yeah. The streamer loot was a cat food. I'm not desperate to eat at the moment. Doesn't mean I won't be soon. Getting to the trader will be a challenge. I don't know if we'll make it tonight, put it that way. On a normal DeerIsle server, I know I could run there. On here, less sure about that. We need a shoulder bag. That's the next thing we need. Yep. Oh, it's all getting a bit difficult to get this loot that we need, isn't it? Yeah, I know you're cold, Goblin. Nothing to worry about, not yet. No, trader's not a safe zone. No safe zones on my map. The only thing the trader is that's different than the rest of the map is trader is a no-build zone. So, you can't block off trader, basically. Hi, Hugo. That's only worn. That's damaged. Yeah. Something I've never heard of, safe zones. That was streamer loot, and you don't even stream. I realise I need to fish, but Let's get out of this town first. I also realise that if we see any zombies, we're going to have to drop our gun to fight them. We made the fishing rod too early. We're safe from that side. It's only that side that's a threat. No. We're okay at the moment. Got that emergency can of drink, haven't we, as well? Nice. So if you make an improvised suppressor and you mix it with putty, it will turn it into a hardened or an enhanced improvised suppressor, which will last nearly as long as a normal silencer, and obviously it will fit nearly every weapon in the game. And you can keep repairing it using putty. I wish you could climb through those windows, really do. Another tin of food, and I can forget about fishing for a while. But now we'd like some multivits. Look at that! But obviously water bottles are few and far between, so do you turn it into a suppressor or do you use it to carry water? And that's what I'm making players choose. I know. It feels like it, doesn't it? Right, we're going to sort our inventory out, I think. Yeah, those churches don't often give priests, do they? That's the trouble. But you've got to try. I'm really enjoying the server as well, I'm perfectly honest. And I don't do DeerIsle. So, for me to be enjoying it is good. I like the challenge. Really enjoying the challenge of it. Now's the problem. They is more use to me than the Armalite. If I was further in, I might make a different choice. Everyone's noting which house I threw it down in. Yeah. Which is understandable. I would be as well. I realise we need a fire. But again, let's see if we can get a little bit of body armour first. That'll help keep us warm. I do know where I am. Roughly. I know enough of where I am to find my way out of here. I've not seen anyone yet build a base in a police station. I think it'd be awesome because you could airlock off each of the rooms with different loot in. We've got no helis on here, so the roof could become your greenhouse. Okay, thank you. Thank you. You know what it's like when you're playing it, you miss things. That it's when you're watching a streamer, you see things that they don't. We all do it. And I don't need any 308 at the moment, but I wouldn't ever say no to 308. It's alright, I'll put those at the bottom of the magazine, so I'll shoot you with the other ones, mate, alright? If I write your name on them and give them to you, that means you'll have a bullet with your name on, so you can't be shot. Isn't that how it works? Baldric logic. That's a loud toy. Shouldn't be that loud, should it? Was it firing? Yeah, so Mr. Blackadder, what have you got there, Baldric? Well, I heard that there is a bullet with everyone's name on it. So I've written my name on a bullet, because that way I can't be shot. Something along those lines. That's not a quote by quote. We do need a fire. We do need to think about eating again. But let's get away from Stonington. Up over the back of there, down onto the beach, and then find somewhere to fish. I know you got a cold, mate. You're doing all right though at the moment. No stream of loot in that one, was there? Unlived myself. Yeah. What ammo is this running? Is it 9x39? Okay. That's why it's loud. They do tank those rounds, don't they, on this server? I blame the server owner. I'm working on the fact that when I run out of ammunition of this, it'll just get thrown away. Basically a machine pistol version of the VSS then. I sort of want to stick to the coast because we've got a better chance of making it. But I realise that we've got the whole of Paris to deal with, which is not ideal. I've made it a lot harder to level up now than we did last wipe, so... And I've done it on purpose. I've tried to make it more survival. But I've put in the XP books and the XP injections. So you can either sell them to the trader for a good profit, or choose to use them yourself to boost your XP massively. Now there's a well in here. I'm sure of it. Don't want to be shooting though. Goodbye, Mr. Machine Pistol. Well over there. We need a better rucksack. That's what we need. I'm sure when the last time we were in DeerIsle, I put a loot chest room in here. He's a thing of beauty. More impressed with the fact that I got a map. Want to know where the trader is, guys? There. That's how much of a B word that I've been building your trader. And I am here. Spawn is there. Well, that went better than I thought it was going to. The lack of loot in here is disturbing. That bloody server owner again. I know, I've got to get a fire on as soon as we get out of here, really. Do we have any food? No, we've got 2 cans of drink. Okay. Prison Island, not going there. Oh, bugger. Now that has to be streamer loot. Still need a fire. Yeah, I just... A stealth kill and tactical bacon. BI looking after me. But I haven't altered any of that. They're all holding the same loot as they would hold in vanilla DeerIsle. Oh, what condition? Badly damaged. No. If you kill an animal. Yeah. Because actually... If we kill an animal, we can clean it, and we can hold shotgun ammo in it. Now, all I need is a couple of logs. That'll do. So I've got a bit of paper on me, and I've got a flare. And then we can get our heat up, our foods up. If we get our water up with those cans of drink, we might fight off this cold. So we just wait for our heat buff. And hope that's enough. Doesn't sound like it will be. I think I'm sponsored by Vape tonight. No, I need to fill it. I'm waiting for that plus to go solid and see if it starts flashing a second one. It won't do, we haven't got warm enough clothing. But here's hoping. I was going to make it so you couldn't put RVs on the map, but I thought that was mean. Unless you had a pen. But I thought that might have been taking it too far. And then we were going to have, at one point, we were going to have the compass. You'd have to have a compass to see where you were on the map. But again, it seemed a bit unfair. Okay, so we're solid on one nearly. Because not being able to press M is hard enough for you guys, if you're used to being able to press M on servers. The people that know DeerIsle have a massive advantage. Okay, so we've got a solid. Nah. We're only going to get one out of it. Move on. Make a nice base in prison in the underground, wouldn't it? Where my crate was last wipe, John. You can make a superb base in there. Access to water even if it's not clean. Easy to block off. Not too difficult to get to. And quite covert. Medium, low. I don't know. No idea. On DeerIsle 6.0, when we have it, when that comes out, the quest will be linked to, using their own software, to a Discord panel. So the first person or everybody that completes the quest will automatically get an entry on the Discord to show that they've done the quest. And I'm thinking about putting some prize in place, so the first person to complete the quest would get a prize. But I haven't 100% decided that I'm going to do it until I can guarantee that the Discord quest match thing works and is talking properly. Because I think that might be quite nice. It won't be a massive prize. It'd be like a £20 PayPal or £20 Steam voucher, something like that. Probably Steam voucher, because everyone's got Steam if they play DayZ. Not even close to starting, hopefully soon. But by putting up 5.9 this wipe, it's at least given people a chance that haven't done the old quest to do it. I've only done it in admin mode. When we had a server, a DeerIsle server, probably 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, Mark took myself and I think Cookie through it using God mode before we allowed anybody on the server, just so we could experience it all. Went to each of the locations, got the stuff, went to the next one, but I haven't done it in real time. I am quite interested in doing the 6.0 quest because that's the finished masterpiece rather than the where we are now. Of course, we've made the server harder because we've got the Stag AI patrolling military camps and elsewhere. Some of the places that you need to go to complete the quest have AI patrolling it, which is fair. Life's got to be difficult, but because we're allowing you, if you've got the money, to buy a sleeping bag from Trader, you could build a one-time use sleeping bag. You could build a base middle of the map and have a sleeping bag in it. When you die, you could respawn at your base. And then go to the trader and buy another one, or have a few in there. And once that one's ruined, deploy another one to replace it. And you can buy everything you need to base build from the trader if you're taking that route. Without meds, we're all good. And last night, all I could find was meds. And the night before. Tonight, things are a little bit more challenging on the medical front. But it's my own fault. I should have got a fire up early on. To set up your team, guys, press B. Build your party. Walk up to somebody and invite them. You've got a link to the Discord and my YouTube channel in there. and vanilla crafting recipes. I've deleted out of the crafting recipes anything that's not relevant to the server. But I haven't added new in. They're on the Discord. There's too many for me to add in there. I suppose we could try the Paris Island train and see if that spawns in today. That might have meds on it. Probably seems the most sensible option. And that is there. Well up there in a shop. Probably worth hitting that well. It's sort of dressed for the occasion, I suppose. We need 2 small stones to make a sharpening stone. We really need. So if people are watching that aren't in my Discord, that don't play my version of DeerIsle, we have another like 70 recipes on here. So you can do things that you wouldn't do in vanilla, because we run it as a survival server. Solo duo, 70% nerf of loot, base building raiding, if you can get that far. But they're not easy options. It's only a 20 slot server as well, but that's because it's an acquired taste. I have harder zombies, so we have a mid-tier. You've got your standard civvy zombies. We then have harder military, and then you've got the stag on top. And we also have bandit AI running, so they're dressed as stag. So that's stag that's still alive, from how I'm looking at it, that are armed and patrolling certain areas. But if you kill them, you can loot them, and they do come with nice rucksacks. Selection of different weapons, a map. If you haven't got a map, you need to find one. You can't press M, you have to open it up, but once you've opened it up, you can put markers down. Bears run towards gunfire, not away from it. So if you're shooting an area that's got a bear spawn and there's a bear nearby, you'll run over to investigate. Just to add to your problems. No airdrops. At the moment, no loot crates, so the community is voting on it at the moment. And if they vote yes, then there'll be loot crates in by the end of the weekend, probably. Depending on if I can get the time to check them all. If you kill an animal, rope plus a bone hook will give you a leather repair kit. Rope, no, I lied there. Rope plus a bone hook will give you a sewing kit. Leather from the animal plus a bone hook will give you a leather repair kit. So killing an animal with a hide lets you repair your clothes and your footwear. Apart from spawn gear and stuff from the trader, everything spawns in pretty much dead. Will that scope fit that? No. In which case, I'm not interested in the... That's 357, isn't it? Nah, not interested. I'd have to throw away something useful. Once you've made a team, you have to do it face to face. You can make your team, but you can't invite somebody until you stood next to them. Then you'll get an icon above your heads, but you won't know how far away from each other you are. The trader that we've got on here is not a safe zone, and the trader is there. You basically get to it on a headland out from there. So getting to the trader is difficult. And he won't buy and sell everything. You'll only work out what he'll buy and sell when you go there, or if you've played Goblin servers before and you work out how my brain works. If you kill the AI, they do have money on them because they've been paid before every shift. Not a lot. You don't want to pay your soldiers too much, do you? They'll stop soldiering. And we've been running GoblinZ servers for over a year now. Though we're staying on DeerIsle. We'll stay with 5.9 until 6.0 drops. And then it will be, in inverted commas, a no-wipe server. So, if a mod breaks, BI do an update and we're forced to. Or people build too many massive bases and the server starts lagging. Then there'll be a forced wipe. But apart from that, there'll be no wipe. We'll probably next wipe switch down the amount of code lock people allowed. Just so we end up with smaller bases. Less loot in them. We've got a skill-based thing on here. Based upon sort of the stuff from a survival perspective. And that's just telling me that I don't have my community online tools mode on because it's my server. We spawn people in with a knife, an apple, iodine, and a glow stick. You can rip up clothes with your hands. I think I'm humping a tree here. Most items spawn in damaged or badly damaged. You can make a gun cleaning kit, I believe, from fat and something. Can't remember what now. Maybe you can't on this one. But if you get something from the trader, it will be pristine. If the server people vote for loot crates, anything out of a loot crate will be pristine. And we've just frozen or crashed. No, frozen. A lot of foliage to be loaded. A little spike. Little lag spike. Nothing to worry about. Stop sneezing, Goblin. You're not really ill. This would make quite a good base location up here, wouldn't it? You can wear a rucksack and a shoulder bag at the same time. Because it's so hard to base build, it's giving players the ability of carrying more loot. You can make nails from wire. And when you die, any skill XP you've gained, you lose. Okay. Rip up clothes with your hands, some of them. Anything that you can make rags from normally, you can rip up using your hands. You aren't forced to use a knife. Yeah, they did. It's a different recipe mod, and I don't want to load hundreds of recipe mods. That one big one we've got does a really good job. So I'm ripping up rags, so I've got bandages, basically. Having 2 stacks of bandages at all times is probably worth having. I'm also aware of the fact that I can throw my code lock away should I need to. So I'm nowhere near at the position of base building yet. We're still just trying to survive. You see a massive nerf of loot. Fall of grass. Gurmit will say that's streamer loot. And so would John, actually. This would make a very good location for a base. Well, greenhouses. And I don't have restrictions on people where people build apart from the trader. You build the greenhouses into your base. Okay, mate, not a problem. Enjoy. Sleep. So, in very basic terms, when it gets to the bottom, you'll fall asleep. But if you hold down full stop and go poses, lie down, if it's night time, you're next to a fire and you've got a roof over your head, you'll sleep better. I won't be able to sleep now because I'm too ill. It's too light. I'm too cold. But it's sleep. Because it's a survival server, I like to have that sort of shit in place. Make life a little bit challenging for players. You can also find amphet in the world in injections, which will keep you awake. And you can find another one that will knock players out, should you wish to put them to sleep. For how long? Sleep, if it was on 0, sleep to maximum, as long as you've got a fire and a roof, is about 2 minutes. It doesn't take long to recharge. It's a little bit iffy if you're out in the ground at night and you've had to light a fire. If you don't sleep at all, you'll suddenly fall unconscious where you stand. But before that happens, you'll start to hallucinate. But it's enough, I mean, and I could make it longer, but it's enough to cause people to have to think about it. And if you're swimming, carrying heavy weights, moving logs, you'll use up more energy and need to sleep more. So if you're base building or travelling long distances with heavy weights, you'll need to think about sleeping more often. But really all it does is it gives an extra element of something to think about. Okay, John. I mean, I could have this. I don't have, and I wouldn't have. There's like a mod that makes you wash, otherwise the zombies and animals are attracted to you. I don't have that. Because I think, arguably, I'd go the other way and say that you should have less attraction when you're dirty. That's okay, not a problem. I'm always happy to answer questions on the server. It's my little baby, but always happy to answer questions on it. If you're ever interested in playing GoblinZ or GoblinZ, Hardcore Survival, we'll find it on PC. I like to think of it as vanilla with enhancements. I like the survival side of vanilla, but I like to make it harder. I like to think that we're 12 years after the end of the world. Are you not using sprint because of the energy? Very much so. I'm wary of the fact that we have a cold. Unless we find meds, it's past curing. We're hoping that there'll be meds on the train will spawn in and it will have something on it. That's the hope. If not, we're going to have to push into Paris, which means we might bump into a AI patrol, which won't be good news for me at my current state with a lack of ammo. And I like the survival element of the game. I like this, you're patrolling, I play two types of DayZ servers. I play this type of world, your hardcore survival world, and I play full on PvP, no stamina, run everywhere, don't have to worry about eating, loot crates, raiding, that world. I don't really play anything in between. And I enjoy them both equally. But this is the world that I probably most identify with. So I like to think of my servers as they're PvP servers, but the environment wishes to kill you. But they're certainly not PvE. If you understand, if you get that, if you meet a player, you can have a firefight. I'd expect you to, because they might have loot on that will keep you alive. And everybody wants to stay alive. And I set them because we're now 13 years after DayZ came out, roughly. So my brain says there would be less loot around. Nope. I allow players to have a shoulder bag and a rucksack at the same time. Because in the real world you could carry a shoulder bag and a rucksack. So I found a mod that did that, which I think is awesome. Done both of these two. No. We're going to need another fire soon, for sure. Uh, 6-hour restarts, because at the moment we don't have loot crates, so you don't need to have lots of restarts all the time. Though if we end up with loot crates in the future, that will then be reduced. And my community are currently voting on whether they want loot crates or not. Hoping for some shotgun ammo in one of those, you know. Would have been nice. Easy flag, so instant flag, but it doesn't come with a flag. The flagpole goes up and it's a tiny one. It stands the same height as a player, so you can be more covert, build a covert base, but you still need to physically find a flag and put it on it. So it's not easy. Now you can buy a flag from trader, just they aren't cheap. And trader's a long way from spawn. Or you can find them in the world. But base building should be seen as mid-game, not early game. Building enough supplies to survive. Probably getting to trader. Upping your gear. Getting yourself a quad bike. That's your sort of early game. Trader does sell some really nice stuff for your base, like ammo cleaners and sewing machines to repair your clothing to pristine. Welcome back, John. Knife sharpeners that will repair your knives to pristine. And also, if you buy any storage from trader, that storage can't be stolen from you. So no one else is allowed to dismantle anything inside your base. Which means that, in relative terms, if somebody raids you, they can cut their way into your code-locked locker. They can steal everything out of it, but they can't steal the locker. Which can be quite nice. The only boats I've left are the stag boats. So if you want a boat, you're going to have to go and push into a stag-held area to get a rubber dinghy. Not just find a normal one on the shore. Again, to make things harder. But not impossible. There is a starter shed that you can find. You can't build it. I don't have a recipe for it. But you can buy it or you can find it, and a code lock and a flag inside will give you one door of survival, and it's quite covert. You can put some storage inside, but it can be raided from any direction, whereas everything else is door only raiding. We could do with getting ourselves an animal. But we probably need another fire. Fine, just to offset this bloody cold a little bit. So I think we'll have a fire up in this hut here. I realise it's dangerous, but that's the sort of server it is, isn't it? Apple trees? Or pears or plums, but apples we'd like to see. This house, I don't think it makes a lot of difference where you go. The smoke will be seen anyway. I just want to do enough to get the plus symbol and then extract. Apart from that apple, we don't have any other food, do we? No. We're not wet though, so we can carry full stack of bark. Or nearly a full stack. No, there's no hordes on here. It's vanilla placement for zombies, John. With my harder mid-tier AI, mid-tier zombies and AI, we don't need any other problems. As I said, it's about making it difficult but not impossible. So there's only a 40% chance of a firelighter working. So, and if you're not wearing gloves, you'll cut yourselves when it doesn't work. Or 42%, something like that. And sometimes it might take 6 times to get it working. Sometimes you'll be lucky and get it on the first time. That's life. But having used a hand drill kit for real when I was taught survival a long, long time ago, on DAYZ level, it's relevant. I think it was Mark that told me a long time ago that he played a server where until you learnt the skill, it took like 20 minutes or something to start your first fire doing this. And then as you got better at it, that would speed up. It's not working well today, is it? Why matches or a firelighter, a road flare, sorry, are so useful. I've taken lighters out of the game because they'll still work when wet. So, 2 OP. There we are. Let's go in this time. Eat the apple first and then finish off the patty because the patty's got some hydration in it. Thought I heard someone. So it's not impossible to survive on my servers. That first 20 minutes is hard. Not going to laugh, not going to lie. It is hard going. And finding meds and things is difficult, unless you're lucky. But when you do find multivits, there'll be 50 in a pack. There's your reward. But you'll want to guard them with your life because you won't find them very often. And that's how I sort of build the server. People want to stay in Stonington to get geared up because everybody spawns in Stonington. They want to get clear of Stonington so they don't die. That's good. It means that Stonington has a chance of PvP. PM. Okay. We have very dark nights, but we have 5 hours of daylight, sunset, sunrise, and about half an hour of pitch black. So it's... But that half an hour of pitch black, it really is pitch black. And cold. So you'll want to light fires then. And obviously then you don't want to light fires because you're afraid that there might be a player around. Make nails on here from barbed wire or wire with a pair of pliers. It'll give you 40 nails. You can make barrels from metal. You can make metal from barrels. We're not going to stop at this town. We're going to pass through this town and out the other side. Meds is our main priority now. So, is there a med centre in here? That's going to worth checking. That end. Okay. If we follow this road up, it's there. Good enough for me. I'm wary of people having bases up on those things. Especially with people like John having a foul. But then I had a foul last night. Dodging Zeds. Without a sewing kit, we're a bit damned. We could gag ourselves, I suppose. Muffle the sound a little bit. The reason I tab on everything that I'm searching like that is because often you don't see things under this long grass. Where we are. Where I was the other night, when we first went live, and I died on. Well, I died just past the going onto the bridge onto Paris was my biggest mistake of my life. med center roof? Yes. I'll stop bloody coughing, Goblin. Is that a Z or a player? Z. Otherwise I'll be turning him into a sewing kit and a repair kit. Alright, we need loot. We need meds. Tetra would go down a storm now. I'm aware of the fact that the Zeds are acting as an early warning system for us. Will it let me climb this one? Yes, it will. Right, we're going to need nurses or doctors. Okay, none today then. Okay, so I need the railway yard because we need 2 stones to make a sharpening stone. Being able to repair our knives would make a massive difference. But tonight's mission is to attempt to infiltrate Paris, I think. So we need meds. But as I said, it's my own fault at the very beginning. I should have had a fire. I should have built a fire before I did anything else. At least we're not playing a winter build. Can you use a meat tenderizer on a rock pile to get a small stone out of it? If I can get 2 small stones, that'll give me what I want. My first small stone. Stone number 1. We did pick it up. Good. Thought that was a stone there. No railway carriages today, which is probably not a bad thing. Because that nearly killed me getting in and out of there last time. I didn't live very long after we made it out. Nothing to drink. Is there a well in Paris? That'll be a no, but if we go down here somewhere we could fish. I know you're ill, Goblin. We're not losing health yet, though. Yet. Oh, bugger! Actually... probably helps us. rather than hinders us. It's not going to be the whole of Paris Island, so I should still be able to get down there somewhere and fish. And then we can try the helipads. I sort of know a way in. Sort of. That's not legit. Involves a bit of climbing. We need a fire anyway, so it sort of makes sense. Yeah, and there's a med centre in here. But once the gas clears, then it won't be in for hours. 20 minutes, isn't it? Ish. So by the time that we've fished and cooked the fish, got the fire lit, done all that malarkey, tried to dodge the AI patrol. So I've no idea where they patrol in here. There's just a long list of coordinates. So that doesn't help me much. Which is good, because it means it's a surprise to me as well. I know on any heli crashing, there'll be AI. But the rest of the patrols I've not yet bumped into. I reckon that corner there is going to be a fishing area. That's too close to that land if someone's got a scope. No. At the moment they don't, because they are Zeds, for want of a better word. They're Zeds that have been reprogrammed to walk, patrol, run, stand up straight, carry a weapon and shoot. So they don't see the Zeds as enemy. But then that sort of fits into they're part of Stag, and maybe they've got a reason that they can walk amongst the dead. Out there. Shouldn't be any Zeds to worry about. Should be able to get should be able to get fish cooked. Ham headset just died. Ah. I got fed up with that world, which is why I ended up buying a wired headset. Well, not the only reason. Right. Is there a well up there? There used to be, didn't there? They've taken it away. And the med centre's right down there. Right, fuck it. Risk versus reward, guys. Risk versus reward. Hi, Chuckles. Thanks for turning up, mate. Always appreciated. I'll stop coughing, Goblin. You're not really ill. Those medical tents is what we need. So out of here. No, proper gas drop as we were coming in. Yeah, airstrike. $20, I thought. I'm not brilliant with data on that sort of stuff. But I thought it was 20. That's the one that I remember. And I've not set it any higher in the settings. So it is still vanilla. I don't need it. I need meds more. But I know what I'm like. Like, oh, an underground section. I'm a goblin. Goblins live underground. I know we're desperate for water as well. Yeah. I've never heard it before. I've never got to this point before. Hi there. How are you? Pray for meds. Pray for meds. Bandage doesn't count. Petra needed now, I know. Normally on this server, you'd be so happy to have a bandage. I know what the outcome of this will be. I fully realise that. We don't have any emergency food on us either, do we? We can't use iodine, can we? No. Worth a try, though. That's still gassed? Yeah. Now I find a better rucksack. Still every bit of hope we'll make it out of this alive, but I don't think there's much of a chance. The ones of you that have caught pneumonia before in DayZ, if I light a fire now, will it offset it? No. Okay. Have meds on you. Or a can of drink. Meds is the only chance. Okay, guys. Another 2-hour life. It's what I'm good at, is surviving for 2 hours. Is there? Yeah, I realise that, Hugo. But because I'm streaming, I can't F11. That would be wrong. If I wasn't streaming, I'd just F11 and go, yeah, we tried. The chances of us making it now are slim. Well. At least we tried. Okay. Respawn. Come on. Kick back in. Give me my fucking... Stop flashing. There we go. Right, fire first. See if we can get that heat buff before it's a problem. Treat it like Namausk. First time. Streamer fire. Yeah? DG OG game Row. Not sure. Probably not. I don't remember it. But there's a lot of games I played over the years, so. Get that plus symbol, then worry about fishing. Okay. And this is a server set in summer. Just to add to everything. Right then. Imagine right through the top. About 2 hours I can live for. Where it all goes wrong. Arguably, you need to have more fires and cook more often and cook and eat a lot of fish and just keep doing that till you gear yourself up. But that gets quite boring after a while. And then you find food and you think, I don't need a fire. But certainly till you get some better clothing. Now that is streamer loot. There's a well in that churchyard, isn't there? Maybe not that one, but it's worth a check. Yeah, this one's got a well in it. Sorry, I was just sneezing then. So I just turned off my mic. starting to learn some parts of DeerIsle. Unheard of on this server. Full belly of water. Now we need 12 rags and to go fishing. Hi, Merv. You do see a cheeky little goblin. You do. Thanks for renewing your membership, mate. Massively appreciated. Playing DeerIsle, of all places. A GoblinZ hardcore survival version of DeerIsle. Because, hey... you're going to play DeerIsle, you might as well make it harder. Naughty goblins. Oh, I'm going for 5 years as a member. Love me some DeerIsle. Well, we're staying on DeerIsle forever now. Because it's not about me. It's about the people that play the server. Ooh. Reinforced suppressor. Oh, you bastard game. Oh. It's obviously a day for bladed baseball bats. I hear you, Zed. There you are. Come and talk to my blade. That one someone's cut down, or is that a normal one there? There's no more houses down there. So let's go that way, I think. This is life number 4 or 5. Chuckles? As I said, I can normally survive for about 2 hours and then die on this server. About what I do. About 2 hours. We searched that, didn't we? My brain's not working. No comments from the chat. So we should have another fire now, shouldn't we? Because of what happened last time. We died of pneumonia, if Merv's still there. We don't want to die of pneumonia again. We'll go and have a fire. Dying of pneumonia is not high on my list of things to do. Shame. Was there a long stick here as well? No. Yes, there was. Good. Right. Operation Make a Fire. Now we're going to die of starvation, I do realise that. Burklon failed. Yeah, we need food now more than we need food hunting. Bad spawn. Good from a point of view of getting the old sharpening stone. Bad from housing. Slowly dying. On this server, I'm forever dying. There weren't really food there worth worrying about. But you know what it is with DayZ? If you get a good spawn, it's easy. If you get a bad spawn, you're damned. And that's DayZ all over for you though, isn't it? And on my servers, if you can survive the first 20 minutes of a life, if you can fish within the first 20 minutes, you'll be fine. If you don't, you'll die. Or if you don't eat and have a fire within the first 20 minutes, you'll die. That's just my servers. I found a lot of food on my first life. This life, I found a sharpening stone. So, meh. I had tack back off military on my last life. But I like harder servers. So it's my own fault. You know, I could make this easier. You know, I could spawn us all in with a tin of food. But where's the fun in that? It's summertime. I could spawn us in with a warmer jacket or a hat on. But again, where's the fun in that? Now you need to have food on you. No, I won't do. It's about the challenge, John. Yeah. And people will die on this server. And now we've taken high tier weapons out of spawn. There's still weapons. There's just less high tier. It will be harder for players. Full bellies, one tappers, infinite stamina. Choose any town on the whole map to spawn at, yeah? A safe trader? Should we have a safe trader as well at the same time? And John, that says it all, because normally you're very good at not dying. Sometimes you get food on this bus. Go on, tin attack back. Go on, you know you want to. It is summer. It's DeerIsle summer. Yeah, frozen summer. Could be worse though. Could always be worse with me. Arguably, if you get one of the puffer jackets on, you're pretty alright for heat. That's not a problem. The issue is getting one and keeping it repaired. Keep me as warm as possible, might as well. Oh, ripping up rags is... Because I know now that I could strip naked, I suppose, and fish. That's a fair point, not something I'd thought of, but I'm so desperate for food that at the moment food's my priority. Which probably isn't going to happen. Right, the fence is down here, the nightmare fence, isn't it? The one that you have to climb over that's on the floor. Like, just here. Yeah. Fucking alarm clock. I left them in because you can use them to distract zombies. Yeah. I'm just trying to work out whether it's worth cutting my clothes up to stay alive. Not going to have enough anyway. If I hadn't made the grass long, it would be easier to find mushrooms, wouldn't it? But no one's been cutting the grass for 13 years, so it should be overgrown. Ah. Saved by the tomato for 30 seconds. Shotgun or MP5? Shotgun. 3 rags needed. My t-shirt's only got 1 in it, and I don't know what my pants have. I thought that was a piece of rope. Got all excitable. That's a really good point. Thank you, John. Fucking dirty. I needed to. I had no choice. All's fair. Ah. Any more food there? Yeah, there is. Oh yeah, I need to get out of here. I realise that. It's a survival server though, isn't it? Backpack was ruined. Yeah. I was just thinking, go down, take my clothes off and fish. Thanks to John's advice. And then we saw the smoke. Oh, massive pity. I mean, I could have gone in by the door, but he might have heard me and hit me with a 308. Well, now what? The well. Remember where it is now. Somewhere around here. I'm not going to search for it all day. Apples. Right, what do we need? We need rags still. So we can go fishing. Good little copper. Good little copper. Oh. Bad copper. This is not a good copper. This one's not going to be good. This is not going to be a good ending. Whoa! He didn't go boom. Well, we've got a baby bag. There must be a police event around here somewhere. Or police station. They used to be really good for rucksacks on some servers. And I know that goes to a hidden area. Can of Coke. Two cans of Coke. Rags. We need to go fishing. And we need to go fishing before it gets dark, don't we? Try and get that boost now. Rather than later. Can I wear that on the side? No. That'll be enough, actually, from what we've got. No, never say enough. Bloody good base location, wouldn't it, for a big base? Unlike the big PvP servers. I have a feeling we're going to go over there and fish somewhere. See if we can get a fireman's jacket or a fireman's pair of trousers to stay warm first, though. How surprising. No barrels hidden behind there? No. Have to check. Another building that would make a good base. The power pack's here, isn't it? On this one? Yeah. We'll check those for food in case they've got something in. Don't have long to get a fire on, though. Come on. Come and see Uncle Goblin. We have got cans of Coke that we can offset hunger with. Even better. thinking then, was I? Ah, it's worth good money at the trader. You can also get a record player and play them. They're copyright-free tracks, so if you're streaming or making content, it's not going to hurt your stream. So I didn't read that till that point. I enjoy watching more than playing. Oh, I don't. Yeah. I mean, I've given up some... I only vape now. Which I can do while I'm doing it, but I vape a lot less when I'm gaming. On this. See, now's time for a vape. Worth a check. Makes good solo base though, because with rag you can just do a door. So you could lock off that door and live up the top. Could probably, with a bit of work, build some airlocks in here. Put floors in with hatches in. Yeah, that's fair, Chuckles. Right, we need to find a nice place to do some fishing. A couple of fish to eat and a little fire going for night time would be perfect. Okay, John. I won't be on much longer myself because this has been a long stream. Do I know the map? No, I don't. John does. I'm not. I never really play DeerIsle because it's not suited to large PvP servers, which is what I normally play. Whereas, so this is a new experience for me. But I'm treating this as a survival server. At some point, Chuckles won't be at work and we will hopefully team up. Well, we will team up. We make a good little team. I've got ideas. They're not perfect. But by seeing these rocks and knowing there's no islands out there, I know lighting a fire on these rocks is probably the safest place to light it. If I can get a flat piece of ground, because I'm less likely to be spotted, especially at night. No guarantee. I'm off sick or weak, Chuckles. I just can't. I don't feel ill. I'm just still contaminated, so I can't mix with people. I'm working from home, like today all day I had the laptop on. So I'm not sick. I'm just working from home. And staying clear of people until I get past the 14-day mark. And see whether this is calmed down. But at the moment, can't go anywhere near anybody pregnant or anyone ill or anyone that's never had chickenpox. And it's like, just found out tonight that one of the housemates has never had chickenpox. And it was like, oh. chickenpox scars from 74 or 75. Also measles. Measles and mumps. We interchange it. I can open to... Not wet, is it? Chilly. Huh. It doesn't like it here. That would be the reason. Too close to the rock face. Bloody DAYZ. Oh, I'm too wet. Try that. I'll do. Welcome back, John. Yes, 100% the best time to fish and cook. The safest time to cook. Best time to fish, though. Late at night, early in the morning. But what's this be? One complete fish, because I'm using wooden hooks, so you don't get so much fish off them. But from 4 pieces, I'll get the equivalent of 1 complete fish, which is pretty good going. Sea fish being better than river as well. Can't complain. We've got a water bottle now. We'll have a full belly. I'm just hoping down here the fire can't be seen from up there. No idea who I killed. A freshie that had got himself an M14. Half of me wishes we had dog tags on the server at times, that then the trader would pay stupid amounts of money for, just to encourage PvP. But it doesn't really fit into a survival server. So I suppose we could have an object that the AI carry, but people will just farm them. Full stack there. Full stack there. Full stack there. There. Keep that for emergencies, and that. That's pistol and ammo. That needs purifying. Full stack needs purifying. Yeah. I mean, there's still going to be some spawning in everywhere for a few days until a few loot cycles have happened and timers have run out. Well, best start we've had for a while. All thanks to a non-tactical fire. And the fact that I had a couple of rounds of shotgun. Oh, there's a well up here. Maybe some 308. Down there, isn't it? Just off the bridge, inside there, next to the HQ. But that might be for another day. Getting a little bit tired. Yeah, it's coming up to 10 o'clock at night. I've been awake since 4. Stupidly, I woke up a bit in pain with this thing that I've got at 4 this morning. So, maybe it's time for bed. So, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the interaction. Thanks for the chat. We nearly got up to 50 viewers at one point. That's amazing. If you're watching this on the VOD and you're interested in playing this server, then search for GoblinZ or GoblinZ in the browser of your choice, the DAYZ launcher, sorry, of your choice. You're wet and it's going to get really cold soon. Yeah. Remember, if you've got a goblin in your sights, miss. Thank you for watching.